The Vulture is back. You know, the one that died way back in issue 48. He's alive and he's angry, and he breaks into a museum to steal back the wings that were stolen from him by his ex-cellmate Blackie Drago. And what's Spider-Man doing during all of this? He's out in the heavy rain, and his web is unable to stick to anything because of it, and he's slipping and falling hard onto a building below, injuring his shoulder. And so when he sees the Vulture flying away, he's sure that the pain must be making him delirious. After all, the Vulture's dead. We're reading every Spider-Man ever, and this is Amazing Spider-Man issue 63, Wings in the Night. Spider-Man is finally able to make it home, going to bed in his costume because his shoulder makes it impossible to change. The pain causes a fitful sleep, filled with dreams about Gwen and the moment he struck her father. At college the next day, and still in pain, Peter is blanked by Gwen, who is still hurting. In class, he has to sit beside her, as she won't even look at him. How could she put him out of her mind so quickly? But inside of Gwen's mind, she just wants Peter to say anything at all, and she'd forgive him. Meanwhile and elsewhere, Blackie Drago is being harassed in the prison yard when the Vulture swoops down his betrayed pal, Adrian Toomes. But Toomes doesn't want revenge. He wants Drago to put on a second Vulture outfit, and they both make an aerial escape from the prison. Back with Peter, and he's with his roommate Harry and still nursing his shoulder when a letter comes through from Flash Thompson. It seems that Flash is heading to Vietnam, and the thought of war and a joke about Peter's will leaves Peter thinking about his secret, about how nobody knows that he's Spider-Man, and that he should probably tell somebody. The thought leads him to try Gwen on the phone, and he gets her father instead. Old George Stacy has been meaning to speak to Peter and invites him for lunch the next day. As Peter hangs up, there's a knock at the door. It's Norman Osborn, who is grumpy and ill-tempered because every time he sees Peter, all he can think about is the Green Goblin and Spider-Man. And that is a bad sign for Peter Parker. Elsewhere, high above New York, Adrian Toomes explains how he still lives. You see, when Blackie Drago revealed his betrayal, Toomes' need for revenge grew stronger than his illness, and he snuck out in a guard's costume as people focused on Drago's escape. And now, with Drago in a Vulture costume, Toomes is going to defeat him in front of everybody and let all of New York know who the strongest Vulture is. And so, they fight. The fight is witnessed on the street below by Peter Parker. He'd be no good in a fight, not with his busted shoulder, and so he hopes that the two villains deal with one another. Instead, he goes into the Bugle, where Jonah Jameson instantly drags Peter to the roof to photograph the fight. It seems that Peter Parker will be getting involved after all. As Peter is taking photos of the two Vultures, the fight gets too close to a balcony across the street, and a young boy is left stranded and hanging as the balcony is split in two. Peter can't ignore the fight now, and he ducks away to become Spider-Man and swings to the boy's rescue. The boy is safe and with his mother. Jonah is angry that he doesn't have a photographer. Blackie Drago is defeated in front of everybody and vows never to wear the wings again. And Spider-Man is now facing the superior Vulture, and his arm has gone numb. How will he battle the Vulture now? Thanks for watching. Next week, Archie climbs a beanstalk and knocks Spider-Man down. But while we wait for that issue, here's a fun fact about this one. Blackie Drago was correct that he would never wear the wings again. This is the last time we see Blackie Drago beyond a fleeting appearance in 2005. It seems that Adrian Toomes really did prove who the superior Vulture was.